Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Jennifer, and I'm here with my amazing co-host, Elizabeth. How are you doing today, Elizabeth?
Hi, Jennifer. I'm doing great, thanks. I'm really excited about today's topic because it's one that so many English learners want to improve: how to boost your fluency in English.
Yes, fluency is a major goal for many English learners. It's all about being able to speak smoothly and naturally without having to pause too often to think about what you want to say. Today, we're going to share some practical tips and strategies that you can start using right away to enhance your fluency.
Before we jump in, I just want to remind everyone to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. We're here to help you improve your English one step at a time.
And if you've been enjoying our content, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Your support really helps us keep creating these videos for you.
So, Jennifer, let's start with one of the most important tips for improving fluency: speaking as much as possible. The more you speak, the more comfortable and fluent you'll become. It's like building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
Absolutely. Practice is key when it comes to fluency. But it's not just about quantity. It's also about the quality of your practice. Try to practice speaking in different contexts, at home, with friends, or in more formal situations. This will help you get used to switching between different registers of English.
That's a great point. Another tip is to practice thinking in English. Instead of translating from your native language to English, try to form sentences directly in English in your mind. This will help you become more fluent and reduce hesitation when you're speaking.
Yes, thinking in English is such a powerful way to improve fluency. It helps you start processing information in English, which is crucial for speaking naturally. Another effective strategy is to practice with tongue twisters. These are great for working on your pronunciation and getting your mouth used to making English sounds quickly and accurately.
That's a fun exercise. Tongue twisters are challenging, but they're a great way to train your mouth and mind to work together more smoothly. You can start with simple ones like, "She sells seashells by the seashore," and gradually move on to more difficult ones.
Exactly. And another tip is to use shadowing as a practice technique. This involves listening to a native speaker on a podcast, video, or movie, and then repeating what they say, trying to match their speed, intonation, and rhythm as closely as possible. It's a great way to improve your fluency and pronunciation at the same time.
Shadowing is an excellent exercise because it helps you get used to the natural flow of English. It's almost like you're mimicking the speaker, which can really help with fluency. And don't forget about the importance of expanding your vocabulary. The more words and phrases you know, the easier it will be to express yourself fluently.
Yes, expanding your vocabulary is crucial. But it's not just about memorizing lists of words. You need to practice using them in context. Try creating sentences with new words, or use them in a conversation with a friend. The more you use a word, the more it becomes a natural part of your vocabulary.
Absolutely. And another great tip is to focus on speaking in phrases or chunks rather than word by word. English speakers often use chunks of language like "how's it going" or "I'm looking forward to it." By learning these phrases as whole units, you can speak more fluently without having to think about each individual word.
That's a fantastic tip. Speaking in chunks helps you sound more natural and reduces the mental load of constructing sentences word by word. It's also a great way to build up your fluency more quickly. And while we're on the topic of speaking naturally, another tip is to work on reducing filler words like and you know. These can disrupt your fluency and make you sound less confident.
Yes, filler words are something we all use, but reducing them can really help you sound more fluent and polished. One way to work on this is to practice pausing instead of filling the space with or. It's okay to take a moment to think before you speak.
Exactly. And speaking of practicing, another effective strategy is to participate in language exchange programs or conversation groups. These give you the opportunity to speak with others in a relaxed setting, which is great for building fluency.
Yes, language exchanges and conversation groups are invaluable because they give you real-world practice in a supportive environment. You can practice different topics, get feedback, and learn from others. It's a great way to boost your confidence and fluency.
Definitely. And here's another tip. use technology to your advantage. There are so many apps and tools available now that can help you practice speaking, like language learning apps, pronunciation guides, and even AI shabos. These tools can be great for daily practice.
That's a great suggestion. Using technology can help you practice speaking whenever and wherever you want. It's also a good way to track your progress over time. And while we're on the topic of tools, don't forget about the power of recording yourself. Listening to recordings of yourself speaking can help you identify areas for improvement and track your fluency progress.
Absolutely. Recording yourself is such a powerful tool because it allows you to hear how you sound and make adjustments. You can focus on areas like pronunciation, intonation, and fluency, and it's also a great confidence booster to hear how you improve over time.
Definitely. And speaking of confidence, one of the best ways to improve your fluency is to simply get out there and speak. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. The more you speak, the more fluent you'll become. And on that note, let's take a call from one of our viewers who wants to share their experience with improving their fluency. Let's take the call.
Hi there, you're on the air with Jennifer and Elizabeth. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello there, Jennifer and Elizabeth. My name is Alex, and I'm reaching out from Melbourne, Australia. I've been a long-time follower of your channel, and I really value all the tips you both share. I've been focusing on improving my fluency, and I'd love to share what's been working well for me.
Hi, Alex. It's great to hear from you. Thanks for calling in. What strategies have you been using to boost your fluency?
One strategy that's made a big difference is shadowing. I listen to podcasts or watch videos in English, and then I mimic what I hear, trying to match the speaker's pace and intonation. This practice has significantly boosted my fluency and helped me feel more comfortable speaking quickly.
That's fantastic, Alex. Shadowing is such an effective technique, and it's great to hear that it's been working for you. It really helps you get used to the natural rhythm of English.
Absolutely. Sounds like you're taking all the right steps to improve your fluency. Do you have any tips for other learners who might be struggling to speak more fluently?
My advice is to keep practicing and not stress too much about making mistakes. The more you speak, the more fluent you'll become. Also, try to choose topics that you're passionate about. It makes the practice more enjoyable and less daunting.
That's excellent advice, Alex. Enjoying the process and focusing on topics you're passionate about can make a huge difference. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us.
Yes, thank you, Alex. We really appreciate you calling in, and we're so glad to hear that you're making progress with your English. Keep up the great work.
Thanks so much to both of you. Wishing you a wonderful day.
Bye, Alex.
That was such a great call. It's always inspiring to hear from our viewers and learn about the strategies they're using to improve their English.
Yes, Alex's advice to keep practicing and not to worry too much about mistakes is so important. Speaking fluently is all about getting comfortable with the language, and that takes time and patience.
Absolutely. So, let's move on to some more tips for improving fluency. Another great strategy is to immerse yourself in English as much as possible. Surround yourself with the language by listening to English music, watching English movies, and reading English books. The more you immerse yourself, the more natural the language will become to you.
Yes, immersion is key. When you're surrounded by English, you're constantly picking up new words, phrases, and ways of speaking. It helps you get used to the flow of the language and improves your fluency almost without you realizing it.
Definitely. And another tip is to practice speaking with different people. The more people you speak with, the more exposure you get to different accents, speaking styles, and vocabularies. This helps you become more adaptable and fluent in different situations.
That's a great point. Speaking with different people also helps you get used to different speeds and patterns of speech, which is important for fluency. It's a great way to challenge yourself and build your skills.
Absolutely. And here's another tip. Focus on rhythm and intonation. English has a natural rhythm, with some words and syllables stressed more than others. Practicing the rhythm and intonation of English can help you speak more fluently and naturally.
Yes, rhythm and intonation are often overlooked, but they're so important for fluency. They help convey meaning and emotion, and they make your speech sound more natural. A good exercise is to listen to native speakers and try to mimic their intonation patterns.
Definitely. And while we're on the topic of speaking naturally, another tip is to practice storytelling. Telling stories is a great way to practice speaking in longer sentences, using connectors and keeping your listener engaged. It's also a fun way to practice your fluency.
Storytelling is such a valuable skill. It helps you organize your thoughts, use a variety of vocabulary, and speak more fluently. Plus, it's a great way to practice expressing yourself in English.
Absolutely. And here's another important tip. Don't be afraid to pause. Pausing is a natural part of speaking, and it can actually make you sound more fluent. Instead of filling gaps with or take a brief pause to gather your thoughts. This helps you speak more clearly and confidently.
That's a great tip. Pausing gives you time to think and helps you avoid unnecessary filler words. It also makes your speech easier to follow, which is important for fluency.
Definitely. And finally, a tip that's often overlooked: celebrate your progress. As you continue to practice and improve, take the time to acknowledge how far you've come. Listen to old recordings of yourself speaking and compare them to where you are now. It's a great way to stay motivated and see the progress you've made.
Yes, celebrating your progress is so important. Learning a language is a journey, and it's important to recognize and appreciate the milestones along the way. Every bit of improvement is something to be proud of.
Absolutely. And for our viewers, if you're enjoying this conversation and finding these tips helpful, make sure to like the video and share it with others. Your support really helps us continue to create content that helps you improve your English.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We've got plenty more videos coming your way, covering everything from fluency tips to advanced conversation skills.
So, before we wrap up, let's do a quick recap of today's tips. We talked about the importance of practice, thinking in English, using tongue twisters, shadowing, expanding your vocabulary, and speaking in chunks.
We also covered reducing filler words, participating in language exchanges, using technology, recording yourself, immersing yourself in English, speaking with different people, focusing on rhythm and intonation, storytelling, and pausing. These tips will help you improve your fluency and become a more confident English speaker.
And most importantly, remember that improving your fluency takes time and patience. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Keep practicing, keep learning, and have fun with your English. You're making great progress every day.
We'll see you in the next video. Take care and happy learning.
Bye for now.